Hello. Today we're going to discuss more efficient ways to do redlining on your prints. First, I will show you my tools and menu setup so that we can see the same panels and menu options. I will show you how to do a picture type search and markup with count function. I will show you how to edit the format of your markups. I will show you how to set up a simple measurement redline and how to create a new tool set. In addition to the redline markups, I will show you how to add a legend and how to export all your markups to Excel. So let's get started. First thing we're going to check is our profile. So if you click in the top left corner, Review, Profiles, I am using the Review Advanced profile. And then if you'll right click on any of the empty space in the bars up here, these are the menu options that I have open, which are all these tools here. Kind of take a second and look through that. Next, we're going to talk about the scale. For the drawing that I have selected today, I already knew what the scale was for this because I've done a bunch of training on it. If you click on your thumbnails tab, a quick way to check your scale will be right here. If you need to adjust your scale, you can simply right click on that, click on Set Scale. Here I know this drawing is an 1/8 inch to 1 foot, set as a preset. And it's only one document, so we've only got one selected. Next thing I'm going to do is show you how to do a search for items or fixtures. On this particular drawing, we want to search for these duplex fittings. On your side panel menu, you'll see here next to thumbnails, all your options. Search, and then this is the text search. So if you were looking for, say, like 202 or meeting, you can type that in. If you want to do a visual search, you can click on Get Rectangle, and then you'll have the ability to select just that picture. We're going to keep it nice and tight, nice and clean. Then we're going to tell it to search. Takes it just a second. And now you'll see and search the entire document. And you can quickly scroll through and scan and look and make sure that it has picked all of the correct fixtures. So as you can see here, this is a quadplex. It's different. We're going to go ahead and select all items. And then we'll scroll down and unselect the items that don't match. We don't do that one. This is going to save you a ton of time. I'm talking with some of the guys, they go through and they manually highlight each item or fixture, creating a small box to mark it. This is going to be a lot more efficient. Now you'll still need to go over the whole print to make sure that you haven't missed any, but this will definitely get you the bulk of it. All right, so I'm just scrolling back to the top. Now I'm going to click on this electrical icon here, check options. We're going to do an applied count measurement to check. We're going to mark all of these boxes as a square. Now every one of those boxes that it found will now be marked as a red square. You can see that saved a ton of time. If we select one, you can see it counted them. So there's 161. So we'll quickly just look through, see if it missed any. And if it did miss one, all you would have to do is right click on it, resume count, highlight that box that may have been missed, hit the escape key, and now you can see it goes to 162. So we added that one. So now that all of these are highlighted together, so they're all in one count, if you need to split one of them out, you can right click on it. You can split count. Now this one item is a single. If you wanted to split them all, you could also right click and split all. Now all of them, all 161 of them would be individual. So we'll just go ahead and delete this one. And I can walk you through the editing functions for your markup. So if you click on the markup, you can see it highlights all of them because they are grouped together in a count. You have your options of what you want that square to look like. So you can change the color of the square here. You can change the scale. If it had labels on it, you could show the caption for it. And when you click on labels, you'll get the ability to edit the font and the font color and the style to go along with that. But we don't have any labels on it, so we're not really worried about that. So on this particular print, there were duplexes and quadplexes. So we have two different items that we want to search for. So again, I'll show you how to do a search. You want to zoom in, get a nice clear picture of one. It doesn't have things obscuring the view. And we're still in the search function, so we can get a new rectangle. Try to be picky about it. Make sure that you're getting all up to the edges. We'll do another search. And we'll go ahead and select all. And we can quickly scroll through. See, it only found 4. Pretty sure there's more than that. So we can do another search. Get a new rectangle, widen our search area just a little bit more. Do another search. Now we're only finding 3. We'll go ahead and we'll highlight these and apply the count. We'll still make them red square. Now all the red squares are the quadplex. And again, if you want to add, you can just right click on one, resume count. Here's one, here's one. You can see your count will go up when you escape out of it. You can also use the arrow keys on your keyboard to maneuver around your sheet. And then hit the escape key. So now you can quickly see that there are quadplexes in red, the duplexes are in blue. So the next thing you want to do is connect them with Redlines. We're going to get out of the search just by clicking on the icon for search. And then we're going to create a new measurement redline. You go to poly measurements, That way you can do a continued measurement, or you can do a slope or depth measurement added onto a measurement. We're going to pick the poly. We're just going to make a straight line, hit enter. Now we have this straight line. I'm going to hit escape so I can get out of the measurement. Now we don't want to see the measurement and all of that, so we're going to click on our toolbox, our tool chest, and open that up so we can see where we're going to put it. And then we're going to click and edit this type of measurement. So again, the editing functions will show up at the top. You can change the line color. And we'll go back to that unit so you can see here, next to the unit. If you wanted to show the caption or remove the caption, you can do that. If you want the options of it, you can remove the length and the label. And then this is a segment marker, and that will remove all the measurements. So now you have a line that won't show a measurement, but does have a measurement associated to it if you need it. We'll right click on this, go down to add tool chest. We're going to add it to the electrical tool chest. And here you can see there's a difference between this poly length measurement and this poly length measurement. This one I've already edited, and it's in a different format, which you just simply change by right clicking on it. And then you can click property mode, or you can right click on it, click drawing mode. To do continuous, we want to make sure that we're in properties mode. Now to further edit this, you can click on it. You can add it to the drawing. And then you can click this icon on the top, which is the settings property for that measurement that we created. So we gave it a line color of blue. You could change the style of the line if you wanted. And what we really want to do is add in either a label or a comment. So we're going to call this a 1-inch EMT conduit. Hit escape. Now you can see in settings, I've created this label, called it a 1-inch EMT conduit. That's a label. You can do your subject line as conduit. Since we're highlighted on this one, this is the one that we're actually changing. So if you click off and click on it, you'll see we still have those titles, or the subject and label. But if we click on this one is still showing up as a poly length measurement. So the settings that are within those when you create them stay when you put it on the drawing. So since this is the one that I really want, and it has all the labels, I can click on it, right click it, add it to the tool chest, and add it to electrical. The one that I created previously still shows poly length measurement 1-inch, but this one says conduit 1-inch. So you can right click on that one and delete it. You can right click on the new one, change it to properties mode, hit the escape, and then we can just delete these. And then we can zoom out on our document. Now the advantage to doing this, where you can create the line, click the next point, hit enter. hit enter. The advantage of that versus just going up here and clicking on your line measurement, this doesn't have a snap to function. And once you've clicked on it, then you've got to go up and re-click on it. And you'll notice in the markups list at the bottom, those are just 2 lines. You may or may not need measurement, but if you create the line as we created it with a poly measurement, you'll also get a list of the lines, the measurements. So you get a total measurement, you get an individual measurement in between, you'll also get the label, and you can export this. Now, if you happen to have this changed to a drawing mode, when you click on it, it will bring down the exact same size line that you had created it under. You can do that, then you can drag it to points. It's just not as efficient. When you click off of it, you're going to have to click it again. So again, make sure that you have this in properties mode. It will make it much faster to be able to go through your document. And Redline. You can click 1 time and then 2 times at the other end, and that will end it. Or you can click 1 time to start it, click 1 time to end it, and hit enter. That will also end the line. Remember, if you always see a different icon floating around on your mouse, to hit the escape button. We are in the pan view, so I can move the document around. That is a quick, simple way to do red lines and the differences and why we create the line. Now that we've done lines, you can also see, based on what we created here, you can click on the settings for that tool chest, scroll down to legend, create a new legend, and you can drop that on there if you wanted to see a legend. As you can see here, it picks up the description that we gave it for the conduit. That was in that toolbox. So the subject is conduit, that's what it picked up. It did a quantity, so a total measurement based on what was in the markup here. 74 feet, 10 3/4. Same thing there. And that would go through and list a total for all of the conduit that you listed, or all the redlining that you have listed, whether it's conduit or pipe. And like everything else, there is an edit function for the legend. So when you click on the legend, you'll see at the top, we have a title option. So we have this titled as electrical, which it pulled from the page. The columns, we're doing it based on subject. If you pick any of these other options, it changes up the columns that you will have in there. We're just going to leave it as subject, and we can edit the columns ourselves. So if you have a unit or quantity and description, you can add in comment or length. Length is also going to be the same thing as a comment in this particular case. But it's simple enough to change that based on an edit column. You can define the box and the lines on around it a little bit more. So the outline right here, the line, is at 0. So we can bump that up. That's an outline around. If you select grid lines, it will separate each one of them and change the line color. And you can go to fill background if you needed to highlight a little bit better so they can see it or read it. And that's how you can do the edit for the legend itself. All right, guys, if you have any questions, comments, please don't hesitate to call or email. Here's my phone number and email. Thank you.